All right. Are we live? We are live. We're not live on Twitch. Why are we not live on? Okay, there we go. How's it going, chat? The early joiners and the VODs, the VOD watchers. Chat, we're gonna test this out, see if the VOD review, how it goes, work out some kinks, and then of course I want to make the bigger video highlighting some other points from a bunch of runs. You know, it'll be different, but then we'll always have these, and maybe we'll do them on future streams as well. We'll see how it goes. How you doing? Chat, anyone here actually send in one of their videos, one of their runs? Let's see. What do we got here? We got a bunch of videos so far. I'm not doing viewer runs. Well, I guess I'm reviewing viewer runs. But I mean, this is just kind of like a test. Just to see how it flows, and then because it's gonna be a little bit of a shorter stream. It's already late for me. I got work in the morning, and you know, so we'll check out one or two or three maybe. People sent me full runs. Now, of course, we're gonna skim through or play it on fast forward. But I figured it'd be a good test to, for me to get an idea of how I can structure the main video whenever I actually upload. Well, when I actually make it, and go from there. You just vibe out, you know. You just hang out, you know. You know, chat. Just vibe a little bit. Is it late? I don't know if it's late for you. It's late for me. Chat, what I should be doing is I should be trying to build an ace. But we'll save that for next time. I don't have nothing yet. Okay, let's see if we can get this going. Pulled Natty like 20 minutes ago. There you go. So we'd like to see. decent tail. Is it regular tail or anime tail? Let's switch over to me for a second. Anime tail? Good luck. I don't know why I struggled so much with building anime tail. I just cannot get her. I just cannot get her flowing. First time catching the stream. There you go. Welcome. Everyone say what's up. Yeah, that paso. This one, I don't think this one was from yesterday. This one we did on stream yesterday, and this was horrible. And then we killed the run where she lost. I forgot what she lost repeatedly, but yeah, that was a bad stream earlier. And then we ended with this one. This was bad. So we had some bad runs today. What's going on, Cleo? But to make myself feel better from the bad runs, we're gonna watch some of your bad runs. Or maybe the good runs. I don't know. We'll see. Finally catching a stream. Chat, sometimes I'll be seeing people with their UGs and UG1s and it's worse than mine. Like my stat lines, and I'm like, where's my UG? Doesn't exist. That one. Just doesn't want to happen, you know? Some of these have been bad runs. Like this should be close, not UG. Usually it is down to skill points. I feel like I got a lot of skill points. Maybe I don't. I don't know. Oh, transfer request is here. Well, I know who I can put in the bucket to get out of the way first off. Goodbye. You, goodbye. What about you? Are you a good parent? You have stamina, but you're not really a good parent. I'll leave you around for now. Goodbye, Teo. All right, chat. Now that some more people are here, anyone send in a video that is actually here? Which one is a good test? I don't want to get rid of anyone. You, I can get rid of you. And I think you, I can get rid of as well. And of course the S. Otherwise, we're just gonna find a random person. All right, let's get this. Let's see if we can get this on screen. I don't see why we wouldn't be. See if we can get this on screen. I don't see why we wouldn't be. See if we can get this on screen. I don't see why we wouldn't be. See if we can get this on. Click on this one. So we'll look at this one. What's going on? Click on this one. So we'll look at this one. What's going on? So the premise behind this. Click on this one, everybody. So we'll look at this one. What's going on? Is it still echoing? That was weird. All right, no more echo, right? All right, that was okay. Anyway, I guess we're not listening to this. Yeah, that was weird because it was supposed to just be getting the sound from this, but obviously that didn't work. Well, the premise behind I clicked on this video just to see that the videos would work, and basically the guy is he's building a King Halo. That's it. As you can see, it's a King Halo. Let's speed this up. Let's get to what kind of parents is he gonna choose? Let's kind of start there. So King Halo is 10, 20, no, King Halo's 20 power, 10 guts. Is that it? I don't run King Halo. Is that right, chat? Let me double check. Who runs King Halo in here? I don't even know where King Halo is on my list. King Halo was, 20 and 10. Okay. So 20 and 10, you do have a few options on your sparks already off the bat. Speed sparks is a little weird because you can take speed sparks, but you kind of max your speed out too quickly. So it's not bad to still get power sparks or even like wit sparks maybe. Going heavy on the speed is fine if you struggle with a good speed deck. So what I'd want to see is a bad speed deck. But looking at the cards initially, it doesn't look that bad. And they can do mile and medium. Okay, so, I mean, King Halo can do everything, so. Let's jump through. Okay. They started there. Chat, this is why we're working out the kinks on live TV as opposed to doing it behind the scenes. Chat, I wish you could like start a poll on YouTube, but I don't think you can, right? Twitch, like you can do more interactive, cool stuff, but yeah, I think I just see your message on Twitch now. I don't know why Twitch does not show. I don't know why Twitch chat is not showing on the overlay. But yeah, the echo was. Over on Twitch, say something if you can. Anyway, let's see what kind of deck he is using. Or she. I didn't get the final borrow card. I think he said that this might be for team trials. So you can understand the SSR direction of it, but if you're still trying, I mean, team trials nowadays, you do get a lot of golds kind of just for free. So taking a lot of golds is fine still, but I would rather get like a really strong Uma rather than all SSRs. So it's going to be really hard to max your wit unless you take another wit. I mean, you don't have to type in any info alongside your run. This guy just did some commentary in the start, so you don't have to. I'm gonna highlight, you know, some stuff for each person, so it doesn't need like, hey, this is why I try to do this. Yeah, don't worry, you're good, Shogun. But with the deck straight off the bat, if your deck is like this weak, then yeah, you can take some speed sparks. But the big thing is the race bonus is going to be pretty bad. And then you're not going to max wit unless you have 20% wit growth with this, or you borrow another wit card, which he could have. Maybe they did borrow another wit card. See, if I could say vote right now, I would say vote if that's a good deck. But I guess you could say put a 1 in the chat if it's a good deck, or 2 in the chat if you would do something else. Okay. Oh, that was a deck right there. Okay. Looking at this deck. Yeah, I wish you could do a poll, but you can't. Looking at this deck, what do you think? 1, is it good? 2, if it's questionable. I'm going to say questionable. Now, maybe they were using it, 3. Maybe they were using it for certain skills, but if you're building it for team trials or even just strong, whatever, you most likely never need to borrow a power card unless it gives a specific skill that you really need. Otherwise, just borrow like a wit card. Because wit at least helps your speed out, and of course it helps wit out. So strong wit growth means more energy, and it just means more freedom to do more stuff. And he ended the career, the end of the support right there. So I'm guessing he borrowed the card for a reason. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to go back and listen to it, but I started that before and then it started going crazy and echoing. So by the way, LeBrick, I see you in Twitch chat. I don't see you on stream chat. So we could do this. So let's check where they end up with what their stat line is kind of. Well, actually, let's check what kind of races they start to do in the beginning. That's kind of a good starting point. Oh, there you go. LeBrick, we saved you. Look at that. Now it's like you're part of the team. A little hard to read, but we'll figure it out. He's adding the races, so he's doing sprint rotation. Okay. It's below the YouTube chat. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Yeah, it just disappears. Yeah, I gotta focus a little bit more on Twitch chats and the function over there and everything. But yeah, I guess this is triple tiara with sprint added, which is the most common one. Now you can do triple crown with sprints added on. Now, we did not see how many races that they did this entire time because we skipped through, but Triple Crown Sprint is, so the Triple Crown Sprint, I don't know how many sprints you need for like the epithet. The annoying thing is in senior year, if you run that other sprint in early May, late May, or is it February? I don't know. But it replaces that that other medium race. But if you can do all of them, you can do all of them. And you just add in those extra G1s just because. But the Triple Crown gives more. But I think when people do like the Marazensky rotation, you get an additional like 400 stats or something wild like that. All right, so let's check what their stats are at straight off the bat. Classic year, where are the stats at? This is a good stat line. The wit is a little bit behind, which I'm imagining is going to be the theme for the rest of the run because they don't have strong wit cards. I'm imagining their stamina is also probably going to be non-existent, which is fine because they're not doing any long races. Japanese Oaks could give some trouble, but I think nothing. I think everything else should be okay. But I'm imagining they're probably going to face some wit issues and some stam issues. I don't mind an OP race there. I gotta download all of these videos so I can go faster. Raced again there. Pretty standard race. Are they going to do it? I don't mind that. Now, looking at the stat line already, I would probably not be clicking speed anymore until maybe summer, if I even click it in summer. Speed is so far ahead and wit is so far behind. I would try only clicking wit and my speed will get up by more at this point. Your stat line will make this look god tier. This is, I mean, the stat, like the speed and the power is good for this early. It's a good stat. Now they do have speed sparks as well. And I don't know if they have power sparks too, but I think they have majority speed sparks. So that is going to pump up that speed a lot more than if you didn't have them. And then also when this inheritance comes up, you're not going to need to click speed for the rest of the year probably. Yeah, once you when you try to balance things out at the beginning of trying to balance things out a little bit more, it's pretty hard. It's hard to do. And then once you get the flow of it, then it's much better. Yeah, 62 speed. So 516 speed. You don't need to click speed until this senior year. You may not need to click speed until the senior summer. Because if you're clicking wit, then you'll be all right. Arrest instead of the wit click. Now, I don't know if they have energy there. I think they had some energy items. I could be wrong. I skipped ahead a little bit. Second place, that's tough. I've been there. I've been there all day. Second place, third place, eighth place. A lot of your Umas have SS and 1 to 2 stats and CD and others. Well, if that's true, then we'll have to, you know, when we go through the VOD eventually, kind of have to highlight. But I'm imagining what's probably happening is, one, it can be a lot of things. It could be not racing enough. It could be sparks and cards. And those would be the two big things that I would imagine. Stamina ankle, you don't have any stamina cards, which is fine. Because you would kind of balance things out during the summertime here. How do I feel about making a long team trial on a free-to-play account? It's fine. I mean, long team trials is a little, I don't say it's annoying. I mean, they're all the same, right? It's just, you can, I know the good players on, stream they do, I mean, on team trials, they do like 800 stamina or something like that. So this summer, all I would want to click is wit, maybe stamina if I needed stamina. Do you not have any megaphones? Where's your megaphone? He could be saying something. I don't know. But I would want a megaphone here. Don't click speed. Don't you click speed. Chat, what did I say? Chat, look at, okay, so this is a very key point that I think a lot of people, I'm imagining a lot of people that aren't getting SS is probably making similar mistakes to this, where look at our speed right now in late July. We're almost at 600 speed, which is fine. But if you look at our wit is 361. We're never going to catch up. So really focusing on, if your mains, like if your speed and power is really ahead before summer, just use summer to balance out all your other stats. Yeah, you can get 1,000 stamina, not even using any stam card. You just need some stam and decent clicks. Did he use? Okay, he did use the stam there. You still can't make your first SS even in this mode. Did you send a video in? You can always check it out. Is that a horse? This is a goat, actually. So this is another big thing where sometimes your stat line will get so ahead and then you stop clicking it and then it kind of, it can balance itself out or even fall behind, as opposed to if you had clicked your wit more often outside of here, your speed potentially could be higher because you could take the speed clicks as opposed to being forced to not take the speed clicks. And then if you don't get any wit clicks, then you're just kind of shit out of luck. Give everyone the game till next scenario. Oh, send a video in. I mean, I don't know if you're on the Discord. Join the Discord and then you'll see the information for it. Can't wait for Romano Wit. I agree. Can't wait for Romano in general. That is one that I'm waiting for. Hello? Okay, there we go. Okay, so the stat line is balanced out a little bit more after all these runs. It's not looking as bad. But with how ahead the power and the speed were, it's good that he actually like slowed down and balanced things out a little bit. I think it's still going to be pretty tough to get the wit up to anywhere reasonable. And then also, if you're not doing a medium Uma, like if this is for the CM, that's different. If this is for team trials and like a sprint, you don't need stamina. Join the Discord server. It's a friendly place. People are pretty chill in there. Marv Sunday Power is almost a stamp card. Yeah, it's definitely very helpful in the beginning. The initial stats help a ton. It's just that she just doesn't really do much as a card because she just doesn't want to work. She's just bouncing around everywhere else. What's up, Q? We're doing some VOD reviews of people that sent in their runs. Just seeing how it works, seeing how it flows. I probably would have raced there. And the reason why I would have raced there is because if you rest, one, if you get a bad rest, you're back to 0 anyway. If you get a medium rest, you don't have enough to train after this next mandatory race anyway. So you would need to gamble for a well rested, and then that's just unlikely to happen. So what am I running for CM13? I don't know. I got nothing. We did some runs earlier, and then I got absolutely nothing. Yeah. Chat, guess how much wit you think this run will end with. Now, the wit cards are not strong, so, you know, I do have to say that, but that really kind of emphasizes how much you need to focus on wit even more. $700, $842, $760 to $770. Feel like you're watching your video? Well, you can take some notes. Because I think a lot of these videos, especially when I make the bigger one and really highlight like each of the themes that I'm noticing through each of these videos, I think it will be, people will see a lot of like, oh, I do that. Higher than yours with Fine Motion and Nice Nature MLB. Fine Motion. That shouldn't be true. 800 speed. It's good speed. But you also brought Speed Sparks. So this is, oh, I was going to show you what deck they're running in case someone is not there. This is the deck. So we questioned why they're bringing this in the beginning. Do I make scripts for my video? Nah. I just think about it and talk, and then the minute I'm done filming it, I'm like, all right, let's upload it. And that's usually how I go about it. Maybe I should do scripts, but I got too much ADHD for that. Yeah, so the wit. So this wit card is, if this is your only wit card that you got, it's not a great wit card, but it can get good results. But definitely bring some SRs over that. But like I said, I don't know if they were doing it for team trials because we couldn't listen to it. So I'm just going to assume they're trying to do it for like a good run, or this is just how their normal runs go. Now, what I should mention, everybody, I should have put this in the initial post. I hate spamming the Discord of like, hey, another announcement. I should say put your username in there in case I watch a VOD on stream, and then I can tell people, you know, we watched your video. $1LB is not necessarily usable. It's better than nothing, but if you have SR cards that are 3LB or higher, then use that. I mean, this card in general is fine. It's a good card. But at 1LB, any card is not really that good. Even SRs. Unless it's Mr. CB. Mr. CB, yes, that's good at 1LB. Or Rico. Rico's also good at 1LB. Yeah, I would imagine it's for team trials. Anwateki is decent. I think it has. How do you join the run reviews? You have to send in a video. Record your run and send in a video. I posted it in the Discord, so you can check the recent announcement on there, and then you just send it to my email or upload it into the Google Drive that I sent. Is this you? Is this your run? That's true. Light hello also, I think is 1LB light hello good? Is this one, okay, so now that you're here, is this for team trials or is this for something else? This is for team trials, right? We couldn't listen to it because it started like echoing my voice. Oh, failed right there. That's disappointing. This is team trials? Okay, that makes more sense with the cards then. I would still probably borrow another wit card as opposed to another power card here. And then what I mentioned in the beginning too is taking speed is fine, but I would probably choose stronger cards and less SSRs to get a better stat line overall than all the gold skills. Because when you also run, 6 SSRs, it's just hard for them all to finish their shit. So that's the other, hard reality of it. The R version is garbage. Yeah. I think I did hear that about the card. So I don't really know too much about that card besides people saying that it's pretty mandatory. Yeah, Track Blazer also gives you 4,500 events, and that is that's pretty tough. Which one is better, Marvelous Sunday Wit or Marvelous Sunday Power? I would probably say Wit, but we also have so many Wit cards where if you have other Wit cards, that's why you take the Power one. And the race bonus is better on it, but the Wit card is good. So we're pretty much at the end of this run. No, you joined at the end, but you can always go back in there. Hello. Once it loads. The big takeaways that we kind of highlighted in this was we overdid speed too much in the beginning, where I think it was around the inspiration time. We didn't need to click on speed anymore for the rest of the year, and we kind of would want to just focus on wit at that point to balance everything else. And then because when you over stat, sometimes you get into a place where you fell into a situation like this, where your stat line is so far ahead, you are too hesitant to actually click on the speed that is so far ahead, and then you just never do it, or it never shows up again, and then you're just behind. It's an hour raw, and then it's sped up 2 times, so it's still 30 minutes, but I wanted to show, okay, so like our speed is at 616 there, but around here is at 526, right? So that entire time we only got 80 speed through it, and our wit didn't really go up that much more. Now I know we did balance some things out during the summertime, which is good to balance the speed about, but if we're also building a team trial Uma, then we don't need to balance out the stam during summer. We just kind of focus on wit because it's behind, and then the wit would naturally just raise out the rest. So I would have took a third wit card, and then that would have helped balance out a lot of these things. But we're gonna watch another run anyway. You have Tachyon Wit SR MLB. Yeah, you would probably replace Sunday Wit with Tachyon and take Marvelous Sunday Power. The Power is a good card. It doesn't have specialty priority, but it gives good initial stats, and it gives decent clicks during summertime. Let's check the final stat line. An S rank could have been a lot higher. So, chat, did anyone, who got closest? LeBrick got closest with 700. Who else got 700? Goomy said 700. Everyone else went over. 699 wit. So that is really far behind with the wit. And this is also way ahead on stamina for team trials on sprint. So you could have easily just replaced that with either, well, obviously, ideally wit or guts or power even. Because you don't need any stamina really for team trials. And her wit is so far behind. Like if you raise the wit up, then it raises this whole, into S plus SS territory a lot more. Yeah, if you're building a team trials like mile or sprint, don't even worry about clicking on sprint at all. It's not necessary. Yeah, how many races did you end up running? There, let's see. 1-star guts, you love to see it. 35 races. 35 is fine. But I mean, your race bonus is non-existent with this deck, so that's kind of hard. But I mean, I think you didn't make too many wrong decisions aside from over speeding at the start. And then it just struggled to balance everything else out afterwards. And then the summertime, the first summer, I don't remember the second. So we're doing Valentine Bourbon here? No, we have more in the, we got more videos already in the email. 6. And a lot of people are recording theirs tonight, so I'm sure tomorrow there's going to be a lot. Valentine Bourbon. So Valentine Bourbon is what? 10, 10, 10? I don't have Valentine Bourbon. She is 10 speed, 10 stam, 10 power. That's why she is so easy to do well with. So this kind of spread is good. Wouldn't really have problems with either of those. The 10-10. Are you gonna change it? I don't know what they're building it for. Medium sparks. If they say CM, then we'll assume that it's kind of CM, I guess. So they got medium sparks in there. We can calculate the race bonus off of our head. That's 20, 30, 40, 55 maybe. Yeah, I mean, H3, go back through the VOD and, you know, check the whole full thing, because I think you joined like halfway through. But yeah, for team trials, I would say just kind of go back, add more SR, add stronger SR cards in there, especially stronger wit. You know, you get more golds just by, I mean, you get a lot of golds already. But I would take a stronger wit card and do more. But anyway, this, yeah, if you need killer tunes, I guess you just do that. I would probably borrow level 50 and just use a different speed card. Oh, maybe this is what they're talking about. Where are the speed cards? They don't have a speed card? Fine motion level 30. Did they not have any speed cards? No, they have Windy. Yeah, Windy is better here. So I would get away. If I need a killer tunes, I would take Windy and borrow level 50, because that's more race bonus. That'd be 65 race bonus as opposed to 50. It's not a huge amount more, but you know, it's more. Yeah, Mr. CB at 1 RB is 1 LB is good. It's good stack roast. If you have like another SSR wit, then you know, you do that, but it's still a good card at 1 LB. It's not great for stats, but it's good. If you have like an MLB fine mood, I mean, MLB nice nature, that's obviously going to give some more stats. It's kind of skip to the end and see where their stat line is at, and then we can judge it from there. Stat line looks fine. Nothing really. Nothing bad. Nothing bad there. Good stat line. 250, 250 is a good stat line. Yeah, not running initial speed on cards does kind of struggle in the beginning. It's kind of annoying to get your speed up because you really have to focus on clicking on speed. And if you don't, then you just kind of feel like you were just so far behind. I don't mind the rest. Buying the items, unless you know what you're going to do, is okay. I don't know. Maybe they knew what they were going to do. I mean, it's not like they needed the energy, so, you know, it's not like they needed to go click energy or anything, but. Would I have done that? Maybe. Hit a UG ace first run. Congratulations. Yeah, NTR is a good card. But meh. Yeah, I'm not a Valentine Bourbon expert, so I don't know. I don't even, does her unique just works straight out the box, right? Like, she doesn't need to do anything special to it. It's just mid-leg. Lost the races. Clocked that one. That's fine. I just skip those. If I lose them, I lose them. We take it as a learning lesson. Charming. Charming is nice. Do you need Charming at this point, though? I don't know if you need Charming at this point. Might have taken the energy. Yeah, you don't need Charming at this point. Everyone is like one click away. Stat line at this point is fine. Wit's a little bit behind, but you know, it's fine. Speed, powers, looking fine. Oh, you definitely did not need the. You should have taken the energy, because then if you take the energy, then you could do something here. Now you can't do anything here. I don't mind the bald wit click. I probably would have raced, but don't hesitate to run OP races. More racing. Would I take that? I would probably. Would I take this? I'd probably take this. Chat, how many people would take this click instead of running? Normally, you could run a G2 here. How many people? 1 in chat, if you would take this speed click. 2, if you would race. You race, wouldn't take the click. 1, 1, 1. 2, no, you wouldn't. Race. You would take a click next turn. There's no need for coins and the speed is low. Very valid points. I think clicking it is fine. Racing is probably better though. Clicking it is fine just because we're at 322. Now she has 10% speed growth, so it's not like we're going to be desperate for speed. And you can get probably better clicks, but I would probably race for the potential to get something better. But it's not terrible. But if I skip that one, I definitely race here. And they have been racing a lot too. What kind of inspiration we get? Good mix right there. See, one of the good habits is just checking your trainings, and then what's going on, Jack? Checking your trainings and then checking your shop. Because I still make the mistake sometimes where I buy something and then I check my training and I have like a double speed with, you know, fine motion on it. And I'm like, damn, I should have taken the energy. That's good. He's looking like he wants to take the Agnes Tachyon click. Oops. He took the Tachyon hint. How many people would take the Tachyon hint there versus the wit? Wit, you're clicking wit. Wit. Energy items for summer. Yeah. I would have saved that bottle for summertime. You definitely take wit there. And Tachyon is nice to get Tachyon up. I don't think Tachyon is orange at that point either. Maybe. But I would wait for Tachyon. Okay, Tachyon is orange, but I would just wait for Tachyon to show up on wit and then click on her. But maybe that's my mistake. Maybe this guy is going to end up with a UF at the end of this, okay? Maybe we're all stupid. You ever think of that? Getting bullied in the mile race. That's tough. I've been there. I can't even say anything. I've been there all day, okay? It's a good point, Jack. You're trying to raise the wit rainbow for another one, but yeah, I mean, skipping the double for that makes sense, because they need it. But if they had the bottle there, they could have used it. See, callback. Didn't check the trainings. Sometimes I'll click through and see if I can buy everything, and then I'll go check the trainings and see what I can do. So if we look at the stat line, if we look at the stat line, this summer you would really only want to try to click wit and speed. If you click on speed, power is going to balance itself out. This is yours? Oh, what's going on? Perfect timing. If you click on wit, speed's going to help out. If you click on speed, power's going to balance out. Power and stamina is in a good place already. Guts in a really good place. So wit and speed is the only thing that's kind of behind it. Speed has 10% speed growth. So 2 rainbows is probably... we are partially bullying you over the bottle decision, but it was a learning moment. Okay, that's a good click. So that's why I said 10% growth. Oh, look at this summer. Where's my summers like that? Was anyone here on stream earlier? My summers have been broke. You were fried playing this? Well, your summer was not fried because yeah, is this a dev account? Did you contact Side Games and say, hey, hook me up with a good summer? Yeah, I think you had a charm here, right? And then you took a race. I would have just taken that. I would have taken that click. And then I don't have to think about speed anymore. I know you probably wanted wit, but you know, I still probably would have just taken. I mean, there's a good amount of speed. I probably would have just taken the speed there. And then everything else from here until like early April, I would just try to click on wit as much as possible every other turn outside of here. Yeah, because your speed is already in a good place. And the megaphone, yeah. And the megaphone's already popped. So when the megaphone's active, I try to... sometimes I probably lean a little bit too much in clicking on a training. Yeah, these are some good shops. Probably race here. Probably would have raced there. What bottle are you missing? The bottle was here. Yeah. So you used a 40 energy bottle here. As opposed to just clicking on wit. So I understand the logic behind getting Tachyon up, but even if you look at like the result of this, now of course you can't predict the future, but this is kind of how you think a little bit, where Tachyon's on stamina, which we don't really need stamina. So getting her active, it would potentially help wit during summertime, but it would also, the payoff isn't too much. Like we could have just taken the wit click, save the bottle, and then you have more options during like you could have had the bottle for this moment as opposed to resting right there. And then all summer, of course, we got speed anyway, but it just goes to show, like, you know, small things kind of, they can snowball, and you know, we all make those mistakes. I'm not just picking on you. I make those mistakes all the time. Yeah, but I saw your brain. Your brain was thinking during that. I'm sure if I went through my VODs from the runs earlier, I'd be like, what am I doing? Because I ended up with an actual S earlier. So we'll check the stat line after this race here. So I think the stat line looks pretty good so far. Stat line's looking pretty good. 600, 600, 578. So you bounce back very well. The guts is in a good place. Stamina is fine. Speed's good. Power's good. And now after this click, it's going to be even better. So you did bounce back. You did balance it out well. Yeah, doing Haru is just MIA for the next 2.5 months. But yeah, struggling. The annoying thing about Track Blazer is just needing mile sparks for so many people that I run. Early February. Is there a race there? Nothing that you can really do besides like a G3 or G2, right? Do we take the speed? Chat, do we take the speed or the wit here? I think it's a pretty easy choice, but yeah, you take the speed. It's the wit is helping to balance things out, but I think it's only one wit. Now, the trouble of life after this, potentially, I don't know, I didn't see the video, is you need wit. Like, you need to, if you don't get any good wit turns, you're gonna end up with like 900,000 wit at the end. But yeah, you're gonna have to grind wit after this, and it'll help naturally pump up your speed where you don't need to think about speed. Like, I wouldn't think about speed much anymore after this point. Yeah, we'll probably do this again in the future because it seems like people were very interested in it. So I think with the big video that I make, where I just kind of like pick apart, you know, common themes that I find, and then we can always do VODs on stream and just kind of like review it, because we do viewer runs, and I think this is kind of like a better version of a viewer run a little bit. Maybe not, but it's equivalent. So we'll do more of these. I mean, that was a good speed click. It was definitely a good speed click. But you have two really strong. You can yap in your recording. I don't care. Because I'm gonna watch these videos not on stream. So, you know, explaining your logic behind it too could also help, as opposed to, I'm talking on, you know, here. And but when we spoke about this in the last run, where if you get ahead with a certain stat, especially a lot of people struggle with wit, where your wit cards are, whoops. Okay, inspiration. Let me show the wit cards here. Okay, eventually we'll see the deck again. These are some good shops, man. Yeah, Marvelous Sunday and Tachyon. I want to show it compared to like the rest of the deck. Anyway, your wit cards, I think, are the weakest cards here out of your deck, even though they're good wit cards. But you're really gonna need good wit clicks, because your speed is ahead, and that's fine. That's not a problem. But if you don't get wit, then it struggles. And I'm not saying if you clicked wit back then, your wit wouldn't be struggling anyway. You should have put him. I mean, pace worked. Okay, surprising. I was gonna say just put him in late, but yeah, it's not like if you click that one rainbow back there, everything would be solved. But just overall, right, your wit cards, focusing on wit to balance it out a lot earlier, since your speed cards are so strong, is a good idea. Yeah, pace was an interesting choice there, even though it worked out. I would just put it in late. But you can see you're getting all the speed clicks in the world, right? So that's where skipping a double speed rainbow sometimes for a single wit is fine, because you know your speed cards are going to put in work whenever they're there. Probably power is needed there. Yeah, well, let's check where the stats are at overall at the start of summer. Usually, clicking on any non-cards, unless it's in summertime, try to not do, unless it's wit. Oh, there's a good wit. So looking at the stat line, I get it. I like to see big clicks. Looking at this, you really need wit. Power does need to be balanced out too, but you really need wit. This is a good power click. It helps our stamina. We probably don't need any more power clicks after this point if this is it, but yeah. The wit is the part that is just like, we need some wit. Like, she needs to read a book. Otherwise, she's going to summer school. Okay, there's a wit click. There's another wit click. Okay. I would have taken the wit click. But I understand if this is for a CM, the worry about stamina popping up. But stamina at 700, I would have wit there. Like, more power and more stamina is not bad. I'm not saying it's a bad click. I would have liked a little bit more wit there, because your stamina is probably going to balance out a little bit more throughout the races. And then if you ever click speed again, which you're going to, your power is going to balance out. So clicking more wit there just helps balance things out a little bit more. That is true. You can, your wit facility is, what is your wit facility at right now? That is a fair point. Okay, it's never going to show up again, but eventually it'll show up. Take the energy? No, not the energy. How much energy items do you have? Level 3 wit. Okay, so level 3 wit, I would have taken the wit over the power. Now the power at level 1, the level 1 power is okay. No, you have kale juice? Yeah, then that's fine. Having a level 1 power, you can understand why you would click the power during summer, because you're not going to get like any stats training out of here. Level 3 wit, you just haven't got enough wit clicks to get to level 4 or 5 by this point. But yeah, power click there is actually okay. Chat, who is racing versus taking... Chat, who takes this speed click and who races? Good items in shop. Do the training. Not enough energy to train here. Yeah, I don't know what's fully in the shop. Okay, well, assuming you can get it, because I'm imagining do they have energy items for it? If they only have the kale juice, yeah, you race. If they have another energy item. Okay, let's go with the assumption that they have an energy item. This is 0. Would you take this? Yeah, if this was free, If I have the energy, or if I had that 65 energy back then, I would take this because your speed is behind. It also goes into the point where I mentioned earlier. Checking your trainings before you buy is always pretty important. Usually never train on great mood below great mood. Never worth it. Yeah, I mean, I can understand. And this could have just been, this could have just been a bad run. But and then this turn is another good training turn. So that does, it is fair, but the speed is pretty behind. So sometimes it's like, okay, we got to get a little desperate. But everything is still close to being quite good, except for the wit. Good mood, yeah, trainings on good mood are still fine. Training on normal is kind of struggles. Yeah, the migraine. Who gets a migraine, You never get migraines in this track blazer. That's a good wit click. It's not going to make up for everything, but it is a wit click. Kale juice. Yeah, I don't know if I would have used that energy there. But I'm also very gambly when it comes to just racing on zero energy. Because you have a cupcake and the item for skin recovery. Well, I guess everything recovery. So I would have just been like, nah, run it down. Do you have a cupcake? I saw it. Did I imagine that? Am I hallucinating, chat? Good speed? Oh, you do have a cupcake. Yeah, if you have a double, just, Sometimes I get a little kale juice happy. I see it, I'm like, ooh, 100 energy. You could do so many things, but we all make those mistakes. I think the whistle's fine. Gambling for some wit, because your speed is going to be fine. Whistle. Ooh, another wit click. Power click. At this point, I'd probably choose, I don't know. I kind of chalk up my wit as just like nothing and try to get my power a little bit higher. Yeah, the width's not really going to have too much of a difference, so clicking power there is fine, and clicking speed there for the power is fine. Drink that kale juice just to punish her at the end. I get it. It was, I mean, it was, how much skill points did you have at the end? 2,000? That seems really low. How many races did you run? Good skill set. 2,000 skill points, though, seems pretty absurdly low. The race bonus at 55. Did you buy skills during the race? During the career? Yeah, I could have missed that. Did you buy skills during the career? I didn't see them buy any skills, but I could have just been skipping around, so I don't know. Because this is 20 right here, 30, 40, 50, and what is pasta? Is pasta 0? You bought angling very early, so you would have had 28. I mean 22.18, 22 maybe. I think buying angling and scheming is actually a very smart choice. 9 gigabytes large. You record that in 8K? I mean, send it over, but still. This is going to take up all night to upload it. How many races? I feel like you did a lot of races. One-star stam. 36 races. Yeah. 36 races, 2,000 skill points. You had to buy some skills. Did I miss that? I mean, if you just there's a bunch of websites. You could also just download DaVinci Resolve and then re-export it at like a compressed size, and that can do it too. Or just change your settings in OBS or whatever you recorded in. Yeah, but this deck, I would borrow Pasa, use Windy, unless you really just wanted the green skill from it. You bought Angling and Redshift? Okay, so that would be 2,300 skill points or so. Still seems a little low, but that seems okay. Maybe it's all right or so. It's a good deck. I understand Killer Tunes is pretty needed. Did you want the green skill from NTR? Yeah, the runs. I mean, in fact, a bad run is like what you want to submit. Yeah, this the okay. You wanted the firm, yeah. Because I was gonna say you could borrow Pasa for Killer Tunes, and 10 race bonus, and then use Windy, and then you're at 60 RB, and that may just be better. That's an option, but I do think you could run it again. The 2 wit cards are going to be the struggling point here, so that is fine. But I think you could get, you could definitely get higher wit. It was a good run overall. I think it could obviously be higher, but I think there's only a few mistakes that we all probably make. I would say the biggest thing is just check your trainings before you buy items. That's the most common thing I saw. Yeah, I mean, I think maybe the wit could have got over 1,000 But you were still pretty unlucky with the wit during this run. Like, the wit did not want to wit. Yeah, you can bring wit sparks too. I mean, the speed and the power is fine. The wit is tough. But I mean, you also don't need 1200 wit. But that's why I would have swapped Windy with Pasa SSR. But that's how it works. Dober run. Did someone just upload that? Dots, you're in chat still. Dots, are you still in chat still? Yeah, if you want to upload a video, one, join the Discord and then you'll see the information in there. Or you can just send it to this email, drmrpancake@gmail. Speed Tachyon SSR. Why do people say she falls off after its scenario for most styles? It's a good question. Let's look it up. Chat, someone smarter than me, and that is knowledge of the future. Explain it, because that's something that I still think about too. Hello, Dots. We can look at your run too, since you're here. Live again? What the fuck? Yeah. Doing some VOD reviews because I wanted to test out checking these VODs out, and I figured, you know what? Why not do it here? About the two ults? Yeah. Just saw the Twitch. I don't know why the Twitch. I gotta figure out the Twitch chat showing up on the stream a little bit more. You only need 2 speed cards? Maybe? I mean, but still a good card, right? Scenario Link doesn't mean it's worse than Kita. I mean, I know people use Kita, but it still gives a buttload of skill points, right? Like, are people giving up on that many skill points for Kita-san Black again? I mean, we looked this up before. Hold on, chat. Okay. Where is this? There's Maru. There is, where's those bird wings at? Oh, there's Kita-san. Fly away. Like, I mean, the speed is better and the power is better, but the skill points is a lot worse. But do they just do Kita-san and Maru for front runners? But what if you're not a front runner? What do you do as like a late searcher? Jungle Pocket Speed comes out. When does Jungle Pocket Speed come out? This is the one, right? It's good speed. Yeah, late just starving. What do ends do? When does... $10, $7, yeah. But I mean, Pasta comes out a while after Agnes, right? Anyway. Let's go into one last video. We'll do more of these in the future. In the near future. Dots. Is this for a is this for CM or just a run? CM run, okay. Okay, we'll comment on the parents after we see the deck. Because it really depends on the deck and what the deck looks like. Yeah, the difficult thing with Tamamo is you need Mile, so it does limit your options. Chat, drink some water. Water check. I'm going to allow bad posture for this because I got some bad posture right now. So I will allow it for you. But drink some water. This is the deck that we're going with? Yes, it is. It's a good deck. Speed could be a struggle. Yeah, if you're not running her as an end, I would take Mr. CB. Because you have a lot of race bonus. You have 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 70 race bonus is a lot of skill points, but what are you going to do with all those skill points? And you don't really need on your left. So I still take Mr. CB. But it's not bad. This is not a bad deck. I'm not saying it's a bad deck. Mr. CB is fine, or Nice Nature is fine. The biggest struggle that I potentially could foresee, and maybe it's a me thing, is stamina. Now, I know she does have 20% stam growth, but with only one power card, you're probably not going to be clicking power that much, especially with this power card. So it'll be interesting to see if that theory comes true. Especially with power sparks. If you get power sparks and you're running a power card and you're not running a lot of stamina, you really have no time. You really don't have any reason to ever click on power, and then you don't get any stamina. I wish the scrolls like worked with, you know, your 20% stam growth. You know, you just got like a little bit more stamina from reading the scroll. Let's skip to the end and see where our stat line's at, and then we can judge. Stat line is pretty good right here. 262 wit. I like to see that. Wit level 2. I like to see that. Power is good, even though power started good already. Speed is good. Stamina is fine. Good starting line. Yeah, people, if it worked like that, it would be completely broken, but it would be nice. What if they just made my account like that? I would like that. I wouldn't tell anyone. Yeah, speed is also potentially going to be an issue. I don't know. I don't know this run. It could all work out. But with these two speed cards, that's going to be tough. Because you basically have one speed card that doesn't like to run. It's a good speed card. And you do have 3 wit. But you have 0% speed growth. So I don't know. I don't think it... it did not work out. Yeah. I don't think it, you know, is impossible, but it's going to require a high roll. That's true. Yeah, no, everyone would just keep racing just for scrolls to that point. Yeah, but what if they just made it to my account? You gonna race? Checking the predictions? Okay. I don't mind that. Get a little bit of confidence boost. Buy the juice. There you go. Friendships are looking fine. Speed is not looking fine. Yeah, I didn't get to see your speed cards. So I don't know what kind of speed cards you got. Maybe you don't have any speed cards. Maybe that's the issue. You have Swoop Tosho. You don't have Tosin Jordan. Yeah, your speed cards are kind of struggling. You have Fuku. So, okay. Yeah. Yeah, Tosho's still a good card. It's 5% race bonus. So potentially even better than, like, Fuku is good, but if you're running these two speed cards, I would probably maybe, I don't know, maybe try Sweep Tosho for more stats. But I mean, this could work. It just requires, I think, more of a high roll. Let's check where our stats are at after this point. Friendships are looking good. Speed is looking a little bit lower than the average, but it's fine. Wit is looking really strong. Power is looking good. Stamina is looking fine. It's not copium, it's opium. Yeah, you're gonna really want a lot of speed from the wit, but then, you know, like at this point, I would really be trying to click on speed a lot because your wit is looking really good. This girl can read. She has graduated 5th grade and she is smarter than the average 5th grader. But Gamble, get it? And you didn't get it. Ooh, that's tough. Yeah, if I was running these two speed cards, it'd be kind of, it's not over, but that extra stats would have helped. Level 5 wit at the end of Classic? Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't mind 3 wit cards. It feels much smoother whenever I do 3 wit versus 2 wit. But if you don't have 2 strong speed cards, it's gonna struggle. Like, I would probably, if you're running a deck like this, maybe Stam speed, maybe even a combination of power wit, power Stam speed. Maybe I would probably take, I don't know what I would do. I mean, everything's looking all right so far. Besides speed. Speed is, I mean, we already theorized that was going to be the struggle. And that's kind of coming true. But at 400 by this point, that's fine. Yeah, level 5 wit by this point is absolutely insane. Little Tomato here is going on the Supreme Court. Supreme Court by 11th grade. Should you borrow an NTR instead and use your 0 CB wit and run his end? That is an option. Like, yeah, I mean, if you're running those 3 wit cards, a 0 LB CB would still be fine. The speed, I feel like, is going to be the struggle with this deck. Not too many struggle decisions that I see so far in the run. Just really, I mean, the speed is kind of struggling. She is smart enough to have, you know, just operated on her own mom when giving birth. Arrest there. He had a charm, but I guess he didn't really have too much else to do. I probably would have. You had a speed click there, right? It's a lot of wit, but wit is so far ahead already, and you already have a level 5 wit outside of here. So I would do nothing but click. I would avoid wit at all costs. I would click on stamina or speed at that point. Great mood is fine. And I guess it's... But yeah, I would... have clicked on... I would definitely would have clicked on speed. And I would focus on speed and stamina clicks, even if it's like a raw stamina click. Well, not raw, but like if other, you know, cards were on it. But your wit is already level 5, so you don't need that. I think she's planning to create a lawsuit against, you know, the whole university. I don't know what she's gonna do with the money, but she's earning her law degree. Good shops. Very good shops. Your speed, you managed to claw back. That is good. I think she had 12 PhDs by 12. Because you managed to balance it out quite nicely. The other problem that we said in the beginning was your stamina. Now your stamina, you don't have enough stamina sparks, and you're never going to be clicking power. So clicking stamina during summer and speed is probably really what you would want to do with this deck. Because I don't know where else you would get the stamina from. Now you could just buy a couple of whites and move on with your life, but the videos were sent to my email or the Google Drive that I posted in there. It's posted in the Discord in the announcement that I made, but it's in the Discord. I like how you looked at the long and thought about your stamina and was like, nah. Smart choice. I don't mind all the racing here. I would do the same thing. Let's check where our stats are at the end. Chomp attack. Okay, eventually we'll see the stats. I mean, you have enough money to buy whatever you want, and it's not really matter, but try to check the habit of checking the trainings and then buy. All right, chat. Who is taking the speed versus the rest? And you have a mood up. Resting here. You think you should have clicked speed? What does everyone else think? Recreation. They have a +1 mood in their items. Clicking rest. Recreation. Take all the speed rainbows. Yeah, when I see this, I'm taking the speed. Resting is fine. Recreation is fine. But so the good part of recreation here is, the good part of resting here is you have the potential to skip these races with it. And that's not necessarily a great speed click, but you're not really going to get too many great speed clicks. Yeah, a solo Fuku is not good. So it's not ideal. You could go up to a good mood. It wouldn't have done too much different, but sometimes those small amounts, they do add up, and it's just like you gotta take what you can get. Racing. All right, so let's see what you're gonna do for this next race here. Wit is looking obviously quite strong, but it's also running into the situation where our Wit was so far ahead. We no longer click Wit, and then it balances itself out, and then we struggle with tasty, but don't eat it. Pump and a gold and a white recovery. I don't think you need a pump, but the white was probably fine. You definitely needed some stamp. Yeah, you see a triple rainbow, it makes you think for a second. Doesn't matter what you're doing, you're like, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I click that. What if I click that? And you're like, no, I can't click it, man. But it's whispering in your ear. I don't mind all of that energy here. You kind of get most of it back. Yeah, I think Tamamo borrowed some of Ogre's brain cells for this run. Maybe she's like absorbing all the other Umas in the university or academy. Is it a university? Or is it a high school? The thing with like, if at late May, if you ever use an item that goes to like 100 energy, whatever your energy is after the end of this, I mean, you'll only be at like 80 energy at the end, because that's the only time you lose. You only lose energy on late June on this in senior year. More wit. Girl likes to read. But what else are you gonna do? More wit, Jesus. The other thing about clicking speed way back in early January is it could potentially level up your speed a little bit more. And if you're running a deck like this, trying to level up that speed facility is also probably important. Yeah, you're getting no speed. That's the problem with, you know, Windy and Fuku. It's just that you're rarely ever going to get any clicks. I probably would have raced early September, late September there. But it's not, I mean, at this point, it's not really too much you could do. Yeah, like Jack said, it is Fuku's just here for a good time, right? And like that is, I mean, it's only level 2, but this is it's plus 28 with these 2 cards. It's fine, right? So plus 58 is fine, but like if you get a little bit more, that would obviously be a lot better on 0% speed growth. It's still doable. It is doable, but like I said, you're gonna need a high roll. So if your speed was like level 4 right now, that would be potentially better, but that's hard to do, especially with this deck, because these cards, those speed cards, are just gonna bounce around. Yeah, Top Road is a lot stronger than that. And obviously Kita-san is Kita-san. Like this deck is doable, but it is just a high roll to get that speed. And you high rolled Wit. You were like, I'm all in on intelligence on this run. You're like, do you want some agility? And you're like, more int stats, please. They borrowed Nice Nature Wit. I mean, nothing. I mean, at that point in the run, not too much probably going to be. How many skill points did you have at the end? I'm interested to see what 70 race bonus skill points are looking like. Yeah, I think like you said, the 2100. Oh, you bought 2 skills? How many? You did buy skills at the start of the run. Okay. So I feel like with 70 race bonus, you should have like 3,000 skill points or something like that, man. I don't know. How many races did you do? 34? 34 is average. With this, I mean, the problem with running 70 race bonus is if you run too many races, you're going to have too many skill points, which sounds like it's not an issue, but then if you don't get skills, then you just have too many, or you're just buying pointless skills. 1-star guts as tradition. Oh, damn it. Let me slow down. I'm going to see your final stat line. You did good with the speed. You know, I am impressed that you got that high with speed out of all that. Good stat line. The wit exploded too much, right? So you could have reached 2,000 wit on this run, which is not your fault, right? That's just a good high roll on the wit. But why is it 2 chats? Why is 2 chats on there? Okay, yeah, you could have hit 2,000 wit on this run just because your wit cards decided, hey, where we're going to work today. You did good with the speed, and you did good with not like falling into too much temptation with the wit. But yeah, your wit. The big thing is when you're so far ahead in one stat, which is not necessarily your fault. That's just RNG sometimes. It throws the flow of the run off sometimes, just because, you know, it's just like, oh, okay, what do I can't click wit because I'm doing something else, and then your wit potentially starts to fall behind. It did it on this one, but your wit potentially could start to fall behind, and then it's like, oh, now I need to focus on wit a little bit more. And then if wit doesn't show up, you know, then it's just a struggle. So, I mean, overall, it was a good run. Your wit was obviously insane. Did good work with the speed to catch it up. I would, if you could make your speed a little bit easier, I think you would have more breathing room with the rest of the run. Like, if you had more speed, you could click so many more wit clicks there, and then it potentially frees you up to do more options because you have more energy, and then you can just, I don't know, do more variety. But I mean, overall, you did good work. But yeah, also the power, if you have more, the other struggle is if you have more speed clicks, your power's higher. But overall, this could still work. It's kind of struggle. For the CM, that's a whole other discussion. But yeah. I mean, overall, it was some pretty good work. Perfect timing. You're finally home, and you missed it because I knew that I was watching. I was waiting for you to get home, and I'm like, It was good though. We're gonna have to do this again because I think it's pretty educational, and it helps me potentially identify like some shit that I should not be doing too. No, thanks for sending the run. I mean, we're gonna have plenty more. So you did good. I mean, hey, somebody wants to upload a UG4 run. I want to watch that so I can learn what to do. I need somebody that has hit like UF to watch my runs to like tell me what to do. I'm gonna find somebody to be like, hey, coach me, because my account is illegally, it's illegal to get UG on my account. I said all the runs that we watched tonight, there wasn't really any like a lot of mistakes. I think everyone did pretty good. I think the big takeaways is check your trainings before you buy. Yeah, somebody get Rappy on the line to come check me out. Other than that, people just kind of, it's so hard to predict, like, if you spend this energy item here, how is it going to snowball the rest of the run? Now, of course, we can see that later on, but that's kind of it. It's just small things that can snowball in the wrong direction. And a lot of people in the runs we did, I think maybe all 3 of them, they had out of control 1 stat, like either speed or wit. Yeah, seeing everything in 2 times speed and, you know, with the power of rewind, it definitely helps. But there's some things that it's just when you slow down the flow in real time, like if you're focused on a real ace, then it helps you kind of be like, okay, what could go wrong with this, and then doing that. But overall, I think all 3 were pretty competent runs. I don't know. I think most people in the Discord is pretty casual players. If you'd want to submit yours, just send it over in the Discord. I don't think this works. Does this work? I'm gonna say it. Does that work? That doesn't work. I gotta figure out the hashtag Discord thing. Send it in. The Discord link is in the description. Most people in my Discord is like, hey, I just got my first S. So a lot of people are just pretty chill. You like the ASMR clicking right there? Anyway, I'll see you next time, guys. Or gals. Or anyone. Put a little heart in there.